California. We are excited to have Shai and for us to be able to interview her with her incredible journey to Hollywood, Los Angeles, California. So, Shai, are you back? Shai, are you there?
Hello.
Good.
Yes.
Good. So, I am happy that you feel safe in Hollywood. Now, my question to you is, how was your journey like to become an actress in Hollywood?
Well, first of all, it was a transition, step by step transition. I did all my homework, and with my talent managers back in San Francisco, SLC Talent Factory. Hello. I was in IMTA, which was a 5-day, 1-week grueling competition to land you an agent. So after placing in IMTA it was for hosting, it was for acting, monologues, so I got Actress of the Year.
Oh wow! Congratulations.
Thank you. It was so exciting. It was so exciting. And I went with everyone. It was about 9 of us or so, and we all came to LA. So that was my first time to kind of get my feet wet. When we talk about Hollywood, kind of get your feet wet and kind of look around. So after I got Actor of the Year, I was here one more week actually before I went back home to San Jose to get my feet wet, to drive around in Hollywood, to see how the streets were and things of that sort, landmarks, freeways, things you want to know before you move to a town. So I did my homework. So after I went back to San Jose, and I knew that I was going to move down, so I did some more homework. So literally after I found a job, they had to do screening and background checks, and I was on pins and needles. So I came back like January, and I didn't know when I was going to make the transition. And I finally made the transition in April. However, this is what we talk about. LA is so fast-paced. So I had 7 days to move to Los Angeles. So, but this is good. This is good, because I told you it was fast-paced. And sometimes people do well if you're just kind of thrown into a situation. Sometimes people do well.
Right.
And I did really well. And it really, it kind of tests your strengths, and you don't know what you're made of or what you can accomplish until you have a situation like that. So I'm very grateful this happened. I like a challenge. So I had 7 days to move to Los Angeles. So I packed my clothes, belongings, things I needed at that time, necessities, and my luggage, drove down to Los Angeles. It's about 500 or so miles, San Jose to Los Angeles, Hollywood. And I resided in. And now and one thing is I didn't know anybody in Los Angeles, what have you. I did not know anyone, so I didn't really have anybody showing me the ropes down in Los Angeles. I might have heard things in San Jose from some people like, oh, well, it's a little fast-paced. Oh, watch this. But as far as when I came here, I didn't know anybody. So it was trial and error, hit or miss. So I didn't really know where I was. However, I did have a job to keep me afloat, which I recommend to anybody coming down here at first, especially the first year or so. So I had to live in a motel. Not a hotel, but a motel. And one thing is that, and still to this day, I have rose-colored glasses. For me, I'm very optimistic and very positive, and I don't judge. So coming to LA, even though some places, like I said, in Hollywood, was a little ooh, I still had my rose-colored glasses on. I still had my rose-colored glasses on, and I appreciated every interactment, every situation as okay, because you have to respect an area. The area where you like Hollywood can never be San Jose, Hollywood can never be Nebraska, Hollywood can never be New York, what have you. You have to love it for what it is. So I always had I always had rose-colored glasses in every situation, but I was living at a hotel. But in my mind, I said, okay, this is just temporary. I'm a fan of watching documentaries like biography, a lot of different celebrities before they really made it big. Everyone did the living downtown or living here or living there before they really made it. So I knew it was really temporary until I could get my feet planted. I knew the area better. I knew where to live. But basically I was in a motel for 8 months. The first year.
Oh wow.
Down and it was a lot of fast food, not knowing where I was. At one time, after I really got settled into LA, I had to look around like, where am I? This is not a safe situation. However, being optimistic, having rose-colored glasses, and just knowing what my foundation was and why I was there, really helped me get through, and the Lord for protecting me, giving me everything that I needed, plus a little bit more. I just knew that, okay, Shai, this is just temporary. You're here for just a little bit, and then you will find your apartment, which I did. But the first few months, and then just driving on a freeway and having everyone drive really, really quick, because they really do drive fast down here. And then there's this one carpool lane. It's so funny because there's this one carpool lane and it's solid and it goes forever. I mean, that in itself, just trying to get out the carpool lane on the freeway, but you pass like 10 exits before you get it's kind of broken up where you can actually get out of the carpool lane. That in itself was something like, how do I get out of there? So everything was a new experience, but it was fun. It was, if you like to journal, like I do, writing down your experiences in your journal, because then you look back on it. So when you look back on it, you're like, oh, I remember this, but now, you're a pro. So it's everything about LA. It's just not one thing. It's the driving, it's the people, it's the climate. The weather is wonderful.
Great. Wow. So